Here's a name I can say from the Eradicator.
Hello everybody and welcome to this channel. This is the Eradicator, and in today's video we are going to talk about a feature that I think has been overlooked a little bit too much, and that is why today's topic is AI shuttles, which, believe it or not, is going to play a very important role in the future dynamic universe of the game. So, why are we talking about this now? Well, that's because it was actually one of the upcoming features shown during Citizencon demo. In fact, during the presentation, the demo player, Glenn, had to board a Valkyrie at New Babish spaceport that would then fly towards a science outpost belonging to Microtech. Chris Roberts insisted on the fact that no player was flying the ship and that it was actually an AI that was doing the job. Of course, on the side of the naysayers, you would hear that there was no such AI and that the ship was in reality set on rails, programmed to follow a predetermined path, and quite frankly, I don't think that it is really important at this stage. Except for last year's Citizencon, which showed actual footage of the upcoming patch, Citizencon demos have always been about showing concepts of features that the developers want to implement into the game, sometimes in the near future, sometimes in the distant future. And this year's Citizencon did just that, with the mission concept that we saw with AI combated atmosphere, with jump point mechanics, pyro, and also with AI shuttle. So, by now, you may be wondering what AI shuttles could bring to the table in terms of gameplay mechanics as well as functionality when it comes to how the dynamic universe will run on its own, and actually the answer is it is going to help a lot in quite a various amount of ways. The first thing that comes to mind is that not all NPCs will own ships. In fact, we, the human players, will represent a privileged class of citizens that will have access to personal means of interplanetary transport. That will only be the case for a minority of NPCs, yet these NPCs will play their part by working at different locations and consuming goods for their personal needs. AI shuttles will play a key part in transporting those NPCs from point A to point B so that the economy keeps on running. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about are the ship themselves. AI shuttles is linked with passenger transport mechanics, and it also means that players will have access to an entire new gameplay loop that had only been dreamed of by us so far. It will finally give quite a few of our ships a raison d'etre, and there are quite a few ships that we have right now that were designed with this purpose in mind, such as the Argo MPUV, the 890 Jump, the Constellation Phoenix, and in the future, the Crusader Genesis Starliner, of course. And each of those ships have different roles themselves when it comes to transporting passengers. The Argo MPUV will be an ideal local shuttle or taxi. Let's keep in mind that it doesn't have any quantum travel capabilities, so traveling between different locations that are too far off from one another will be out of the equation, but I can see it being operated by NPCs, for NPCs or players alike, to go quickly from one area of a landing zone to another. We know that Prime or Terra will be huge, for example, and very spread out, and it will be ideal for this kind of transportation. On the other side of the spectrum, 890 Jump owners will be able to operate long-distance trips, which I believe will be oriented more towards players. I do believe that tourism will be a thing in Star Citizen. I mean, it already is a thing, with players asking to be taken to the Javelin Wreck on Daymar or Benny Henge on Yela Asteroids, and I have no doubt that NPCs and players alike will pay in the future 890 Jump owners to take them to the wonders the devs will create and put in the verse in the upcoming years. The Constellation Phoenix is also a luxury ship, but I don't believe it is going to be used for tourism, just like the 890 Jump will be, simply because it doesn't have the large observation windows its behemoth counterpart has. I believe that the Phoenix will find its niche with businessmen who will need to be privately shuttled from one location to another, while still enjoying a certain degree of comfort. The relative smaller size of the ship will also offer landing opportunities at smaller locations such as Levski that the 890 won't be able to offer. And finally, the transport ship that we are all waiting for, the Jumbo Jet of the Stars, the Genesis Starliner from Crusader Industries, will of course be designed to transport NPCs or maybe some players en masse between the various landing zones of the verse. We know this from the lore, of course, but we also have plenty of visual information about the various future starlines of the verse placed on signs that you can see at all the spaceports and orbital stations located in the verse. As you see, the AI shuttle we saw during Citizencon was not just some novelty done solely for the show. It really is something the devs are now working on, and it is not some ship that was and not some ship that was put on rail from point A to point B. This means that by the time Star Citizen 4.1 or 4.2 makes its way into the roadmap, we could potentially see passenger transport mechanics being a feature of one of those two patches, with the last piece of the puzzle, the Crusader Genesis Starliner, entering into development. After all, by then the C2 Hercules Starlifter will have already been released, so wouldn't it be time for Cloud Imperium to tackle the most complex ship of the Crusader Industries lineup? Unless, of course, they decide to go for data running mechanics, and then they would have to work on the Mercury, right? Anyway, that's all I had to say about AI shuttles. Please tell me in the comments down below if this is actually a feature that you are really waiting for. Personally, I really am, and I can't wait for that to be implemented in the game. Well, maybe because I do own a Genesis Starliner, but not just that. I think that it is really going to offer some interesting gameplay elements, and just for lawful players, but also pirates alike. I could totally see some Genesis Starliners being hijacked maybe, and people taking all the NPCs hostage. That could be really fun. Anyway, guys, it is now time to answer a question from one of the Patreons who support me on the crowdfunding website Patreon. And Danny Allen asked, I'm pretty sure you were already planning on doing a video about this topic once the Evocadi leaks die down, but I'm pretty intrigued by the staggered ship development you mentioned a couple of times. Is it a topic still slated to have its own video? Danny Allen, of course it is a topic that is slated to have its own video. I have about 20 plus video IDs following Citizencon. Unfortunately, because of the surgery that I had to undergo, I was not able to make as many videos as I wished. Well, I've done a lot of leaks video because these are very easy to make. It literally takes me less than half an hour to make a Star Citizen leaks video. So that's not an issue. But making a video like today takes me about 2 days because I'm writing a script, and I'm really want to choose my words wisely, and it's not, it's much more structured than just some kind of random video. So that's why it took some time, because I'm having to go under certain medical procedures, as I've mentioned in the past. So it's a little bit slow on that side. But yes, Danny Allen, it is slated indeed. And if you want to have your questions answered in the show like Danny Allen, don't forget that you can subscribe to the Patreon. Link is in the description down below. Patreon pledges start at $1 a month, and they really help this channel a lot. Speaking of that, this month I am giving away a celebration gear package. This includes flair from this year's exposition, including all the t-shirts and hats from your favorite ship manufacturers. All you need to do to get a chance of winning is to subscribe to this channel and to comment to any videos posted this month. The winner will be announced during Christmas Eve. And also, thanks to Dark Spiral, a member of this community, I am giving away an Envil C8 Pisces with lifetime insurance. This is a Patreon's exclusive giveaway. All you need to do to get a chance of winning is to win this wonderful little exploration and delivery vehicle or LTI token is to pledge $1 a month on Patreon. Any help for the channel really helps a lot. And that's all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, this is the Eradicator. I am signing out.